Hello and welcome back to Humans in 5.
Today we're going to talk about something that happens for years to half of the human population, but strangely doesn't get mentioned all that often. We're talking about menstruation.
Whether you call it your period, your menses, your flow, having the painters and decorators in, or being on the rag, menstruation is something women have to deal with from around puberty to sometime in middle age.
Depending on your background, it might be celebrated as an indication that you're becoming a woman or are capable of having babies. In some other places, girls are told that it's a necessary evil, an inconvenience that we have to deal with. But even when it's celebration or trepidation, it seems to be a subject that gets avoided.
Now, we're not going to go through the biology of menstruation. There are plenty of great resources that give accurate outlines of the process of menstruation here. Instead, we want to chat about how periods are perceived by the world around us.
Let's take, for example, advertisements for period products like tampons and pads. Have you ever noticed that they never show liquid in the ad that looks anything like blood, despite the fact that menstrual products are specifically designed to soak up blood? You'll also notice that some ads for these products don't even show the product in real time. They might show a digital image of some function of the pad or the tampon. It's almost like seeing a product just related to periods is enough to make people shudder.
We're also not really allowed to show that we're on our periods. Women tend to take their whole bag with them to the bathroom when they need to change their pad or tampon, instead of just taking the product with them to the bathroom. If someone asks a woman why she's decided to change up her daily routine because she's on her period, a lot of ladies don't feel comfortable saying straight out that they have their period, because many people, both men and women, react negatively to even hearing about menstruation.
Menstrual taboos aren't a new thing. In some Christian Orthodox traditions, women who are menstruating aren't allowed to receive communion, whilst Hindu women who are on their periods are not supposed to enter the kitchen or Hindu temples. Amongst the Dogon people in Mali, women live in menstrual huts during their periods, as they're considered unclean during that time.
Now, as you might have guessed, menstrual taboos have a pretty big intersection with how women are viewed overall. In a patriarchal society, where the father or eldest male is the head of the family and descent passes through the male line, women are considered as second-class persons. Women are marginalized socially, economically, and physically. Menstrual taboos are an example of this marginalization.
And the numbers support this in real terms. More than 137,000 girls in England missed school in 2017 because they couldn't afford period products. Whilst in India, 28% of girls didn't attend school during their periods because they didn't have access to sanitary or affordable period products. Despite the fact that menstruation is a part of life for women, in the USA, period products have a luxury tax placed on them, categorizing them as a luxury, whilst food and some medications are classed as necessities.
We're happy to say that things are changing. In May 2018, Scotland launched a scheme to provide free pads and tampons for women living on low incomes, with discussions to ensure universities and schools could also access this scheme. Bodyform recently became the first company to feature red liquid on their pad advertisements, alongside depictions of women bleeding, explicitly stating periods are normal and no blood will hold us back.
We hope today's episode has reduced your period panic, and we'll see you next time on Humans in 5.
And don't forget to subscribe!